going to try a section of twill now. So that's the final layer of fiberglass. The twill reduces imprint or print through, which is when the weave of the cloth comes through and you can see it over time. So what we don't want is a boat where you can see all the woven cloth over time. And twill is a lighter cloth and that reduces that from possibly happening. I can show you a little piece. So this is the 450 gram double bias. It's quite heavy, quite thick. And then this is not exactly twill, but this is another type of cloth, but twill is very similar. And you can see how much lighter this is with a light weave in it. So by putting this on, hopefully everything's going to be okay. After the twill, after we lay the twill, we'll lay peel ply again. I know, a lot of peel ply, but it just reduces us having to sand down the twill. Because it's so light, we don't want to have to sand it all, and then the twill just sands away. So we'll peel ply it, and then come back and we start fairing it. So the fairing compound will go on, and that's when the muscles begin to build up. Because then we get on the torture board and you have to sand it by hand. You can't get a boat fair with an orbital sander. I believe there are some electric or air compressed tools out there that help you fair, but we're probably just going to use the old bits of flexible wood and by hand. Good for the shoulder, you know. So yeah, I'm going to wet out the hull and hopefully, if just right now editing a video, so in between editing videos, I'll get her over, give me a hand laying out the cloth, and then she'll probably run away again, keep editing until I need her again. Yeah, because this is not a one-man job. It's probably not a two-man job either, but we're just going to try. And yeah, like everything, just give it a go. So that was an interesting session. It was going really smoothly and really well there until the fiberglass fell off. Yeah, I mean, like Ifka said, maybe we're just getting a bit arrogant when we're glassing and thinking it's okay, it's in its place, but we should have taped the top edge so that it can't fall. And when, you know, I'm mixing glue and Ifka's focusing on the bow, she can't see the back, and it fell the whole way off towards her, so we had to reapply it. Twill's actually quite an expensive cloth, so we really had to try and get it back on. We didn't want to throw that away and waste it, but we did it. We had to cut it a bit shorter because some of it hit the ground and picked up a bit of sawdust, but that's okay. So we did like 4.5 metres along the hull of like 16, yeah, sort of 15 metres. So you know, we're getting there. I also was a little bit more dry when I was applying epoxy, the coat on the hull. I maybe should have done a bit more of a wet coat, and we could have let it tack off, but then that pushes the time window of getting peel ply on top, which is on it now, a bit shorter. But come tomorrow, we can pull the peel ply off and then apply some fairing compound, and then the hull is progressively being done, or more done, which is really exciting for us. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. So yeah, just another step closer. Until next time.
You want to tell us what we're doing?
What we're doing? Well, we have applied, I can probably show over here. We have applied fairing filler to the hull here to get sort of any creases, or you can see the peel ply creases, or any obvious spots that need filling. And now we're going to apply a high build primer. This is an epoxy coating, and we're hoping that our hull is quite fair. So what we're going to do is mix this epoxy paint with some West Systems fairing powder and make it thicker, and then roll it on, because we're not pro sprayers. We'll roll it or use a spatula or something, get a layer on the hull, and then torture board that. And we're hoping after torture boarding the paint, it'll become really obvious where we need to fill properly. We don't want to sand the twill layer, the lighter fiberglass, away. So we're just going to try and build up a layer and see how that goes with the torture board. So we're using Wattle Epinamel UC230. It's really toxic and gross.
Obviously not sponsored by them.
Obviously not sponsored. But if you do want to sponsor us. Anyway, epoxy paint, mask, little mixer thing, and I'm going to mix up a brew, and Ifka's going to apply it. It's going to be fun because this is the first paint we're applying to the boat. It's going to look drastically different. So I'm going to gear up, mix this paint with the drill, take my Birkenstocks off because paint's going to fly everywhere.
This is the micro balloons, as they call them.
Okay. That can open.
Fairing filler.
Fairing filler. So hopefully.
We've had some friends giving us a secret recipe, their secret recipe.
Yeah.
Of how much paint to how much fairing filler. This is also Boat by the River Revolution. We've gone this far without ever buying a paint stir applicator for the drill.
Yeah.
Because usually we just use a stick of wood.
Nothing beats a stick.
Nothing beats a stick of wood.
Yeah, how much? Don't want that much. 4 to 1. Do I do the 1 and the 1 or the 2 and the 2? 2 and the 2 is half a litre.
Let's go 2 and 2.
Might be a lot, but
Well, let's start
you
with
can do
1.
wet on wet as well. Plus, if the more, if it's,
You can start 1 and 1.
yeah, I just don't want to mess up my.
Calculation.
Yeah, I'll do 1 and 1. Oh,
Okay. Probably gonna have to do 2 and 2. Almost there. Yep, that's it. Yep.
bit more.
Yeah. We're going to use quite a bit, I think.
Yeah. Everyone tells me when we're building the boat that you're going to lose a lot of paint.
Slightly less exciting than I thought.
Yeah.
A bit of an anti-climax. It doesn't roll very easily. Get all off again. But I think we might need to smooth it out. See how it's very hairy, very orange peely. I feel like the roller is not ideal, just that, like it puts it on and then it kind of wipes itself away. And then if you go over it again, it takes it off.
Yeah. I think that's good. I reckon that's a good coat.
It looks slightly easier, that's with less powder.
No, it's the same actually.
The moment you've all been waiting for, the torture board. Let me explain the torture board very quickly, if I can find it. The theory behind the torture board is it's slightly flexible, so I can flex it and you go up and down lots of times and get the hull fair. You can't do that with an orbital sander, it doesn't work. So this sort of brings out all the high spots. What we're hoping is to give this all a run over with the torture board, and we'll have a pretty good idea of what we need to fill and how fair the hull is very quickly. So I'm just going to go for a run along and just see how this comes up. Hello. Giving it a quick go. Oh, yeah, got it. This grit's a little bit fine for my liking.
What grit is it?
120.
You could probably do 80.
Should just mark real noticeable ones because we'll have to fill that, I think.
Yeah.
I might do that today.
I honestly feel like the twill's it more bad than good. Because all those wrinkles is just from the twill.
Yeah. The twill or the peel ply?
I think the twill, because if you compare, oh, I can't breathe in this thing.
Yeah.
If you compare the,
This is all below the water line.
I know, but this looks better to me than the twill.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a hole here. There's a hole.
to give this a light orbital and then paint the hull again, because I don't want to bring the twill down anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, so we sort of just like attempt to kind of okie dokie. I guess I should explain what I'm doing. So in between everything else of fiberglassing, feeling, fairing, all this stuff, we decided to pick up another project just to make life fun. This one is the rubrail or the sponson, whatever you want to sort of call it. It goes on the outside of the boat at deck level, sort of on the outside, and follows the deck along in the shear line. You can't bend, well you might be able to, but it's very hard to bend a piece of wood into that shape. So what we've done is made a plywood pattern or template and then transferred it onto this hardwood that we've scarfed together into a longer piece and cut out the shape of the shear to help us bend it around the hull. There's a bit of thought in the shape and how we want it to look and what sort of round we want on it. So put a round on this rubrail now with the router, and then we'll try and bend it in and have a look. Here we go.